everybody, welcome or welcome back. My name is Monique and welcome to Medora Budgets. I'd like to thank anybody who's liked or commented on any of my videos, and especially those that have subscribed to my channel. Truly started this as a way to hold myself accountable, but I understand, recognize, and appreciate the community as a whole. Hey, if you are rocking with me on this journey, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't made up your mind yet, sit with me for a spell. At the end of this video, if it's content you find valuable or enjoyable, please feel free to subscribe. It's myself and Sweets, married with a whole bunch of kids, trying to figure out our future, family, and finances, so the decisions we're making now won't negatively impact us in the future. Today is Thursday, and it is May the 15th, but you're going to see this video on Friday. Hey, it's Friday. It's Friday. It's the end of the week and the last day. Monique, it's on you. So what you gonna do? I'm gonna get my sleep on, and I'm gonna get my organization on, and I'm gonna get my praise on all weekend long. Hey, so it's Friday. It's Friday. It's the end of the week and the last day. Hey, y'all, it's on you. So what you gonna do? Y'all leave down in the comments. Let me know what y'all got going on this weekend. I'm gonna get some rest after 2 weeks ago when I was doing the prom thing, and then last week we were doing the anniversary thing. Sister girl, the kid is tired, okay? T-I-E-D, I is tired, and so I'm gonna get me some rest, but I do need to get a little bit more organized around our class reunion. I got to put together all of the dues amount and send out notifications to all of the classmates on what they paid and what they owe. And then I also have to start documenting all this money that has come in from my family reunion and the t-shirts that they're ordering. I have it all in my mind, and I have a little bit of it here, but I need to get it on paper. So I do have some work that I'm going to have to do, but it's all good. Also, today, Friday, May 16th, is payday. Hey, just got paid Friday night. We're here today to do a budget with me, and we want to get that done right now, post haste, I would say. And so let's talk about where we are. So I get paid on May the 16th. This paycheck is going to run from May 16th to May 29th. All right. Let's look at what our inflow is going to be. And I will let you guys know right now. You know, I introduced the last video that I will be using the YNAB application overall. And so you will hear me talk about it and kind of incorporate it a little bit into this, not a lot. And I am still trying to figure out how I'm going to give you guys videos on that. I'm having a struggle with recording from a screen on my Samsung laptop, and we're going to figure that out. And it doesn't look like this iPad Pro, it's generation 3, I think it is, that Sweets got me, has the screen recorder. I haven't been able to find that either. Don't know if I've got to download an app or something. You guys, clue me in, but just how I can get those recordings and the voice in at the same time. I might have to do a voiceover. It's all good. We shall see. At any rate, I'm not ready to start talking through YNAB necessarily like a full video of it, but I am going to start to introduce some pieces in the way that I can, just so that you guys know I am working through it. I started with YNAB earlier in April, so I've been using it for about a month now, a little bit over a month. When I hit my 34-day mark, and so I've got to go ahead and make a decision about what I'm going to do, and I am going to go ahead and pay for the yearly subscription on this. And Melissa, don't worry, budgeting over 40. If I can figure out how to do it, I will make sure to add your referral code information, because you're the one who put me onto it, and I want to make sure you get a free month out of YNAB. Okay, so I'm going to work on that. All right. But you will see some ins and outs of that. I just wanted to give you guys that disclaimer. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at the amount that I am anticipating as far as the budget is concerned with the inflow. One of the things that you will notice is that the variable account amount has increased. That's because dealing with YNAB, they wanted me to link all of my bank accounts, and they said, it doesn't matter if it's in a checking account or it's in a savings account or if it's in a high yield account. It is counted as money, and it's going to be put into this big bucket or pool. And y'all know I'm not used to that. I got accounts everywhere. I shift some money off over there. I shift some money off over there like that. I put $10 going in there for a buffer over there. I got $70 going over there for the credit union account. I shift money around all the time. And that doesn't matter. When I've linked all of those accounts, YNAB said, you got one bucket right here. And this is all of the money together. So this has definitely been a transition for me. I'm trying to see everything together, but one of the things I've now had to stop doing is having my me money separated out and all of my little extra buffer money all separated out. So now you will see an increase in what I'm reporting as far as my variable money is concerned. So bills account is going to get $1,500. Variable account, instead of that showing $825, it's going to show $970. And then my other is going to be $50. So a total that I should be working with is $2,520. And that's what we're going to be using starting tomorrow as the inflow amount. All right, so with fixed expenses, $430 is going into my split bill area for mortgage. And this might be a good place to show this to you. And auto, my split bill for that one is $260 as well. And all of that is going into a holding place. And from a YNAB perspective, so this is the way YNAB looks on the iPad as far as the app is concerned. Don't worry about this overspent and all of that. So that for me is going to be a group called Press Towards the Mark. And what that does is, here you go. What that does is it's going to be my first foray or trying to figure out how I can get 1 month ahead. So that's one of the key benefits to YNAB. They said if you use it right and you make sure we have all of your money together and we help you to start allocating it and paying off bills even ahead of time, eventually you will get 1 month ahead. So that's my hope. And this is our first start. All right, so $430 going over there for mortgage, $260 is going over there for auto. Trash is due on $520, and I only have to pay $35. That's because, as you can see down here at the bottom, I have already done a partial payment for trash for $25. I'm going to go over here into why I got to work and just show you guys that. You'll notice that. Let's go down here for garbage. Notice that it says $25. So I had a little bit of extra money left over. I went ahead and allocated it to some of these smaller bills to try and get ahead of the game. So I only have to pull 35 instead of 57 from this paycheck. Gas South is getting 120. That's gone up from 102. And I anticipated that. I thought it was going to happen last year and it didn't. It did happen this year, but it's not too bad. It's still manageable. So we're good on that. I have two phones through Visible, the 25th and the 28th. And then Lawn Love is going to get their $75 as well. And then here I'm just documenting. These are bills that I normally would have had to cover as a part of this May 16th check. But lo and behold, because I've been YNABing, I've got $35 already set aside for the garbage. I've got $10 already set aside for my Apple insurance for Corinne's phone. I have the $3 already set aside for the Disney Plus. So I'm moving right along. All right, so let's add all of that together and let's see where we are. 260, 35, 120, 25, 25, 75 equals $970. All right, so I'm going to put 970 here. We're going to subtract that from 2520, and that's going to leave me with $1,550 to work with. All right. All right, so next, let's talk about variable expenses. And for me, that is considered my day-to-day. So I'm going to bring that back up close. And let's go to day-to-day as the group. And that's what you see here. So groceries, gas, home supplies, over-the-counter medicine, dining out, and car wash. And that aligns what you have here, except for the me money. We'll talk about that in a minute. So I am happy to say this is the money that I actually have left over in the categories. Car wash is the only one that's at 0. Everything else is Thursday, the day before I get paid. And everything else still has some money. I am so doggone proud of myself. I don't even know what to do. All right, so we do have some money that's left over, but we're going to go ahead and allocate the normal amount that I typically would do for a regular paycheck cycle. So that's going to be $250 for groceries, $100 for gas, OTC is $50, dining is $50, home is $50, and car wash is going to get $15. Remember, I do have the subscription now. And so I've got to have $23.97 or something like that. So I figure $15 every paycheck, and that should cover the cost for that. You'll notice here I also have giving. I've got to start documenting that down. The giving that you see here is not just tithes. It's also money that I like to have set aside for giving as well. I think I have a little bit of cash that's in there, but I want to put a set amount every time. Let it build up as far as giving is concerned, and then I'll see what I want to do with it. So we have that. And then for me money is under the group in YNAB that says what had happened was, because yeah, that's usually what's going to happen there. Now this don't look as good as my day-to-day, because as you notice, I'm even negative in an area, and I've got to figure out a way to cover that cost, and I'm still just thinking about it. But at the end of the day, the me money will go here, but it'll be dispersed with these other things. So although it says $60, I probably will take 10 and put it towards coffee, take 10 and put it towards outing, take 10 and put it towards entertainment, put a little bit towards the stuff I forgot to budget for, etc. So that's how I'm accounting for that. Again, and I'm only giving myself $60, which is a change in and of itself, but I got to do better. That's all I can say. I got to do better. All right. So I know that's wrong. That's at $5,000. All right. So 250, 100, 50, 50, 50, 15, 60. That's 575 plus 145 for giving. I forgot that one. All right, 720. There you go. And let's subtract that from 1550, and that's going to leave me $830. Now, all of this digital stuff I've been doing, let me just make sure. I forgot to check with Queen Bertha, Big Bertha here. Let me make sure I've got everything aligned. So, ties, mortgage, and auto. We talked about all of those. We're going to get to Kohl's, Green Sky, and Rooms to Go because that's debt. Best Buy, we don't have anything. City's under debt as well. Apple, we already talked about. That's already covered. Disney's already covered. Visible. Gas South, we talked about that. And then that's it. I get paid again on the 30th. Okay. All right. Bertha said we good. So I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So what we got going on? Where's my pen, y'all? Okay, there it is. All right, so $830. Let's go over here. Let's put 830. All right, here are all of this is all the debt that I have that I want to take care of. 100 to my City card, 50 for Kohl's, 90 for Green Sky, 100 for Rooms to Go, and another 50 for an extra debt payment. That's going to be a total of $390. Let's subtract that from 830, and that's going to leave me with $440 that I am still working with. All right. So I'm going to put that up here. And what you'll notice for savings goals, you got things, and it looks a little bit different than it typically does for me. Each of these names that you see here is a group setting that I have on YNAB. What I've decided to do, now all of this is mainly covered under our high yield savings account. Ally high yield savings account is where I have all of the true buckets there. But I had to come up with a group or a category for these envelopes within YNAB, and these are the names that I decided on. If you see it highlighted in gold, that means that I'm going to get cash and use that for savings challenges or to stuff my binders, and we'll talk about those in a minute. So WTH stands for exactly what you think it stands for. It ain't nothing different. It stands for exactly what you think it stands for. And that's because usually if I'm spending money from that account, that's what I say before I have to spend the money. That's one thing I do like about YNAB. I can give it all kind of crazy names. All right. So what's under WTH? I've got a core savings or a holding area under each of these groups that you will see here. Got that idea from Tara at Journey to Wisdom and Wealth, because she has a Hold Your Horses. And it's basically going to be the same thing. I know there's a certain amount of money that I want to allot for each group, and I want to make sure I put a little bit of money in every single one of the groups. But I may not be able to put money into every envelope within that group. And sometimes it takes me a while to make a decision. What has happened in the past is if I didn't know exactly what category I wanted to put it on, I would leave the money over in my checking account and not even move it over into the savings or the HYSA account, just because I was still trying to make up my mind, quote unquote. At the end of the day, that money would end up getting spent. So what I've decided to do now is to create holding categories for each of these, move the money immediately, and then decide later where I want it to go. It's not that difficult, Monique. I was making it a lot harder than it necessarily had to be. So WTH covers most of the high priority items or sinking funds that I had in the high priority binder. So home maintenance, auto maintenance, medical expenses, escrow, SC land, emergency, taxes. And then I added a new category called job loss. Not that I'm worried about losing my job right now, but you never know. Things are going really, really wonky for a lot of people right now, and I need to somehow get prepared. Next one is subs, and is exactly what you think. It's for subscriptions. This is for the yearly subscriptions that I have, though. If it is a monthly subscription that I'm taking care of, it's coming out of our bills account, and it's considered a bill, and it's in a completely different group. These are only the ones that I have to save for the year. And YNAB does have a tracking capability, lets you know if you're on track with the amount of money that you've put into it so far versus the amount of money that you need to have on the day that it is due. If you need more money, it'll tell you you need more money. Up here it says, hey, you need $5 more. You need to add $5 more for your Amazon subscription so that you don't get off track. And so that is one of the benefits as well that I'm finding with the YNAB, and I've been working through that. So I'm going to give $30 there under subs. Family business, exactly what you think it is. It's dealing with my family accounts for Corinne, for bonus babies, for family fun, and then anything dealing with business for content creation or creating my jewelry. All of those are included under that. I do have a holding one for that. So for subs, my holding category says yet holding on. And then for the family business, it says hold them, fold them. Each of these have to have a different name. You can't have holding for all of them. You know, you can't have the same name because then it doesn't know where to put that money. All right. Wish farm is exactly that. It's my wish. Those are my wishes things, right? So my holding category for that is hold up, wait a minute. And then I want to plan for a family trip. I need to get some new planners for my peace lilies, and I need to get a new car key fob. Jack's only came with one, and I want to get another one. So those are all under wish farm. One of the things they talk about in YNAB is not to have too many things in your wish farm. Try and have a top 3 that you're really going to prioritize, or it can get a little bit difficult. And so that's what I'm trying to do. Write the vision. We've got $100 that's going towards that. And that's going to be around savings challenges for the most part. But I can tell you whenever I get any extra money, I'm going to put it towards this particular category because it talks about my future and what I want my future to look like. So not only does it have the savings challenges on there, it's going to be any actual savings amount that I do want to put aside for a rainy day or for something else. It also has investments listed there as one of the sections. And it also has, I think the other one was the bookkeeping certificate, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I want to get a bookkeeping certification, so I have that one listed there as well. Hopefully I'll start to be able to give some money towards that. I have it again highlighted because I'm going to take some money out, some cash money, and do some savings challenges with those. Dreams come true really is very small. It's not like a lot of things that are listed there. So I do have a holding category that says hold up a minute, but it's for my anniversary trips that we're going to take every year to Savannah. Hopefully, you know, Savannah was kind of high, y'all, so I might have to find me someplace else. But the anniversary trip, also I want to renew our vows, and then our tiny home adventure. And that's something that we are planning for our retirement, and how we are just going to live it up and really enjoy life at some point. All right, so those are all of the categories that you see here. I'm going to give a set amount of money towards them, and then I think I'm going to roll dice. Sweets bought me some dice from the D&D shop that we found in Savannah. Yeah, y'all, he a nerd. He a blurred. He a black nerd. He's a blurred. But one of the ones that they had is a percentage die. And I thought that that was pretty cool. And I think this is what I'm going to use. And so what I think I'm going to do is, like, say, for example, the WTH one, I have $70. I know for sure I want to give a good bit of money to my auto maintenance because I want to build up a car maintenance fund just in case something happens to Jax. And so I might just roll this die, and here it says 60. And so that means 60% of whatever this amount is should go to that one. And then I split it with the other ones, myself, a little bit in each of them evenly. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to use this percentage die, and that's how I'm going to figure out where that money is going to go. That'll be fun for me to do. Little Bean is still going to get $40. $20 is going to go in the high yield savings account under his Just Stuff envelope. The other $20 I will have in cash. That's why it's highlighted. And I'll put it into his Little Bean binder, blue binder that I have. And then my acrylic box, y'all got to put that money back in there. Now, I went to Savannah, me and Sweets, and I left my key for my acrylic box that I have the money in. I left that for the girls, and I said, look, if something happens and you need to get some money, here's the key. You should be able to use this acrylic box and get some cash, at least to last you for a little bit until we get home. Because I really don't like leaving them at the house and I'm not around. You know, especially with my Beanie Baby, with him having my Beanie Baby in him. Y'all, they found every emergency possible to spend my... Y'all, look at the box. The box has been decimated. Just nothing. The box is empty. There ain't a $20 bill in here, not a 10, not a 5. Ain't nothing but a couple of little ones. And I'm like, why is all the money gone? They were like, you said we can use it in case of emergency. Was everything, was ice cream an emergency? Really? At the end of the day, I want to put some of that money back. So I am going to allot $30 for that and try to keep giving $30 until I get caught back up again in that challenge. All right, let's add these together. 50, 40, and 30. Okay, that's $400. Good. So I'm going to write in that 400, and then we'll subtract that from the 440, and that leaves me with $40. That should be just enough to do a transfer Tuesday on the week before I get paid, like midweek for this paycheck cycle, and we should be good. Okay, I think that is it. Long video. I hope it was helpful, at least to know kind of where I'm going and what it looks like, or what it's going to look like as far as YNAB and how I'm using it and how it's already helping me out. All right, I think that is it. Thanks everybody for your time. You guys have a good one.